Rodeo is America's original extreme sport, with its roots coming from the Old West when ranch hands challenged each other for bragging rights on who was the best cowboy. Circuit cowboys are the weekend warriors of rodeo. Regular Joes with regular jobs. But come Friday, they pack up and head out to compete in circuit rodeos. Not only for paychecks, but for the same bragging rights that started years ago. We're in Ogden, Utah, as Rodeo Nation pushes the barrier at the PRCA Dodge Wilderness Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals.
Hi, this is Wayne Brooks, and joining me is the 2004 World Champion steer wrestler Luke Branquino. Here, rodeo, for those of you that are new to it, it's kind of like a stepping stone process. The more you win at the smaller rodeos, the bigger rodeos you get to compete at, like here at the Circuit Finals. If you can pull off a championship here or win the aggregate, you can move on to Pocatello, Idaho. There is a shot for a national title and a piece of $500,000.
That's exactly right, Wayne. These cowboys and cowgirls have to go to a minimum of 15 rodeos a year to qualify to the circuit finals. That means they have to run a bunch of different stock, different ground conditions, different weather conditions. They're very determined, and we're here to wish them the best of luck.
We're going to kick things off with the steer wrestling. Last night was the first round. Let's take a look at the results. What a round it was.
That's right. Clint Robinson coming in 4-3. Ryan Shaw 4-4. Three-way tie for third. Darren Aldridge, Shayne Bennett, and Brock Anders. It's going to be an exciting bulldogging.
You know what? The rules are so very, very important. Let's take a look at the rules of the run. Steer wrestling is the fastest event in rodeo. The objective of steer wrestling is to chase down a 600-pound steer and wrestle it to the ground using only leverage and strength as quickly as possible. The steer wrestler, also known as a bulldogger, starts his run at the back of the box to the left of the chute behind the barrier. In the box to the right of the chute is the hazer. The hazer's job is to keep the steer running in a straight line. When the steer wrestler is ready to go, he nods his head and the chute opens. The steer wrestler rides to the running steer and begins his transition from saddle to steer. The horse is trained to run past the steer as the cowboy dismounts. As the bulldogger reaches the steer's head, he must consider his speed, the ground conditions, and the size of the steer to maximize the leverage, momentum, and timing needed to throw the steer. The time starts when the barrier is released and ends when the steer has been thrown and all four legs point in the same direction. Beginning to end, a steer wrestling run lasts 3 to 5 seconds and is timed to 1/10 of a second. But if the steer wrestler exits the box before the barrier is released, he's assessed a 10-second penalty. All right, first to run, it's Cody Thacker from Lehigh, Utah. Go round one. It didn't pat him on the back a lot last night. 6-4. He's got to trim a little time off. Luke, this is where you shine.
Yeah, he had a little tough luck last night, but he has a good steer tonight. Missed the barrier just a little bit, but getting off in there, and look at him finish that steer good. 4.1. I don't know that's going to win anything in the go-round. I mean, these steers are pretty awesome.
I think it's important that we reiterate that you are the world champion from 2004. You know the steers, you know the horses, you know the guys. It's so important.
Oh, definitely. Getting into the box, knowing what your steer's going to do, that plays a big part in how much you're going to win. If you don't know any history on your animal, it's going to be tough.
Boy, this is the next generation from the Hannum family. They've been winning money for generations around here. Ogden, he's also a tie-down roper. Here's the kind of guy that can sneak up and get your money anytime.
Yeah, Olin Hannum, he's such a great and aggressive bulldogger. Right there, look how he catches that steer's head. And see, that steer didn't really want to come around the corner. He stepped in front of him, hooked his nose, and got a good fall, 4-3. Like I said, I don't think that's going to place in the go-round, but that was a good run on that type of a steer.
Even for a first-time rodeo fan, they can see the difference in the draw when it comes to a bucking horse or a bull, but it's just as important here in the timed events. You can draw good or bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like that steer didn't really have as much action as the other ones, but, like I said, Olin did a good job.
All right, Ryan Shaw, Plain City, Utah. The right draw, I think he's not shaven for good luck. Look at that beard. He's looking good.
That's possible, and he had a good time in the first round, 4-4. 1 second. So if he can come back and do good tonight, he's going to have a great chance to be sitting good in the aggregate.
All right, we're talking about totals. You got to add up all of your times. The average champ can move on to Pocatello, Idaho. Wow, nice fall. You know, airplaning a steer. There's a term that we've talked about before. Let's talk about it again. I'm sure we've got some first-time viewers. Get the feet up.
Definitely, right there. See how that steer's head come up around the corner and kind of hung on that toe? If he could have kept that steer's head down just a little more, that steer might have fell a little flatter, but, you know, that was a good run. I'm not knocking it. So hopefully he'll be good for the aggregate.
All right, hopefully we'll see him airplane one pretty quick, and here's a guy that can do it. T.W. Parker. This dude's big enough to eat hay.
Yes, he is, and TW has had chances to qualify for the finals and just barely missing out, you know. He's a top-notch cowboy. Bulldog's good. Look at the start. He got a great start, touched the barrier, hooked that steer's nose. He's just a little slow falling, but, you know, that was a good run, 4.4.
I'll tell you what, this is a big guy that can weigh in at 250, 260, and he's still got a six-pack. He's in great shape.
Yes, he is, and you see right there, before TW's feet hit the ground, that steer's head's across his waist, and that is what you call a good head catch.
This is a guy that's in contention anywhere he goes. Keep an eye on him. What we're going to do is give you a look at our leaderboard, and here's a great shot of Ryan Shaw. He's currently leading with a 4 flat. Nothing wrong with that. We'll be right back with more steer wrestling. Welcome back to beautiful Ogden, Utah. We're going with Cody Wade as we come back in the steer wrestling or bulldogging. Call it whichever one you want to. He was 4.6 in the first round. Time to beat 4 flat. That's quick. I don't care how you cut it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 4.6, he was just 1 or 2 spots out of placing in the first round. Hopefully he has a chance tonight, or just keep him safe in the aggregate right now. This steer looks like he's running a little bit. Gets his feet on the ground, hooks his nose, and gets a good fall out of that steer right there.
Boy, before the commercial break, we were talking about airplaning a steer. There it was. He never caught a leg. He kept him up off the ground.
Yeah, right there, that steer really comes around low. Cody's low on his back, but right there he gets his nose hooked, and it gets a clean fall out of that steer.
Great looking run. Nicely done, Cody. There's a young guy you need to watch out for. I think you're going to see him in the winner's circle a whole lot more than we have been lately. Keep going what you're doing. All right, Darren Allred, Erda, Utah. Now, here's a guy that's been here before. He knows the pressure about the circuit finals, and he knows about a national title right around the corner at Pocatello.
Yeah, Darren's been to Pocatello. He knows what it takes to get there. Oh, right there had a little bad luck. That steer kind of come into him, and he went over the inside horn. He's hanging on, though. Oh, that's tough luck right there.
I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him because, boy, that is a heartbreaker.
You can see right there when he gets off and gets on that steer's neck and back, that steer kind of drops his head a little bit. And it's hard. You have to be real aggressive catching that inside horn, and he just had a little bad luck right there and takes no time.
You know, a lot of guys will hang on to him just for an extra split second, thinking about the aggregate. We've got to add those times up. We've mentioned it before. We'll do it again. Here's one of 2 brothers that are really great all-around talents. Shayne Bennett, South Jordan, Utah. He was 4.5 seconds in the first round. He's in there. He's in consistency to where he's within striking distance.
Yeah, you know, he placed in that first round, and like you said, these brothers, they bulldog really well. They ride good horses. They know how to take care of business. Right there, he gets off, catches that steer good, pulls him around. Oh, has a little bad luck right there with his feet, but still, you know, throws him down in 4-1. That's a good run.
I'll tell you what, you must have to be a bulldogger to see that. I'm going to have to slow it down and watch. What foot problem?
See right there, he catches that steer, and then see how he turns his hip, and he's sitting on his rear end.
Okay.
Right there, if he could have been up on his feet, he could have got a little better fall and been maybe 3 seconds on that steer. But, you know, 4-1, that's a good time. It'll keep him in the aggregate hunt.
I got you. Let's go to West Haven for Craig Smith. And I'm going to ask you about keeping your knees healthy. This has got to be one of the major things in the bulldogging business that can be a deterrent.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of guys out there that wear knee braces, had knee problems and had surgery. But, you know, the sports medicine people, they keep us healthy. You know, and Craig's a big guy. You'll watch his feet when he sticks them in the ground. This is where you can see the problem. See the bend right there? Oh, that was a great run.
Nice.
That was a great run for Craig. He's going to be 3.9. You couldn't make much better run on that steer, and he did a good job.
You can tell it's wintertime. That's the 3rd beard we've seen. See that?
You can see right there how his knees plant. He sticks his heels in the ground, and his knees plant, and that's where you get all your knee problems. Look at the little dance he's doing.
I hope that makes the cut. That's a good look right there. All right, Ryan Trapp, Tremont in Utah. There's another beard. I like it. It's the look. He was 5 flat in the first round. This steer is a little edgy. I'm not sure about him.
Yeah, this steer, you know, they didn't do much on him, but Ryan, a big, strong guy. He looks like a bear. But Ryan, I've been around him a lot. He shoes horses. He's a great guy. Getting off, gets that steer caught a little high. Oh. Yeah, he got a decent fall out of him right there, but he broke the barrier. He's going to be 4.3 plus 10, so 14.3. You can see here, hopefully, there you go, right there. You can see how that steer's head kind of hit him up high.
Right.
It's a lot better to control the animal if you get their head caught at your waist.
All right, the barrier for the first-timers, that's a speeding ticket. If you don't give them a head start, you don't let them get out in front of you a little ways, they're going to tack on a 10-second penalty. Speaking of that, let's look at the rules for the barrier. In the 3 rodeo timed events, riders start their runs behind a barrier, a line stretched in front of the box. The barrier is used to give the calf or steer a predetermined head start, called the score. Once the animal's chute is open, it runs into the arena, and when it reaches the score line, a breakaway loop on the animal triggers the release of the barrier in front of the competitor. If the cowboy leaves too early and breaks the barrier, 10 seconds is added to his time. All right, Tommy Cook, Bab, Montana. You know, Craig Smith has really set the standards here with that 3.9. That could win money at any rodeo, anywhere, any day.
Oh, definitely. And Tommy's very capable of it, too. National finals qualifier. He knows how to win in situations, and he's a great cowboy, a great athlete. See how he's calm in the box. He's riding his horse up there, catches that steer really good, and look at the finish.
Man.
Right there. Tommy Cook can finish cattle as good as anybody. He's so big and strong. Another 3.9. Look at that, tied for first right now.
He was running at the line. He was no time in the first round. You knew he was going for the go-around.
Yeah, exactly, and Tommy knew the steers. They got to watch him last night. They know what the cattle are going to do, so they could take chances like that coming into the second go-around, and Tommy did a great job.
Go ahead, smile, Tommy. It won't hurt you. Great job, buddy. What we're going to do is give you a shot at both of our leaders. 3.9s, we've got a pair of them. Here they are. We're going to be right back with more steer wrestling after this. Welcome back to Ogden, Utah, Wilderness Circuit, the Golden Spike Event Center. Here's our man, Clint Robinson, all-around talent.
Yes, he is. His father's a national finalist. Clint's very handy, whether it's roping a calf or team roping a steer. He can do it all.
He's kind of been in the crying hole. He's been in the top 20 here last year, but I think this guy we're going to see in Las Vegas this year at our Wrangler National Finals.
Oh, definitely. He's very capable. He's a good cowboy. Nods his head. Great start, catching up real fast. Look how he just sticks his feet in the ground and jerks that steer around the corner. That was a great run. 3.3, clean at the barrier. You couldn't ask for a much better run than that right there.
Holy mackerel, Mama. Tell us some more.
Right there, you see how he jerked that steer's head up around the corner and hooked his nose? That was a great run.
That's pretty animated for him. Yahoo! You don't see that?
Clint's pretty quiet, but that was a great run, and he knows it has a chance to win first place.
Fantastic. It might hold, but then again, never count your dollars until Brock Andrus's run. This is one of our national finals qualifiers.
Yeah, one of the first years I made it, I rodeoed with Brock to the national finals. And he's a great cowboy, great hand. I learned a lot from him. Gets a good start here. Kind of hits that steer behind the head, and his feet shoot out from under him. Doesn't get as good of a fall as he wants. He's going to come in with 4.1. That's not going to place in the round, if you can believe it. That's how good the steers are.
We didn't get the front end shot on this, but he really had to reach from that horse. The pucker factor's got to be pretty intense right there.
Definitely. The further away from that steer you get, the better chance you have of hitting the ground without touching anything, and that really hurts.
Yeah, man. There's your champ, Clint Robinson, 3.3. It did hold. Take a look at your leaderboard. How about a tight race right here? 3-3, a couple of 3.9s, and a 4 flat. Down below, our winner, Clint Robinson's going to meet with our third member of the broadcast team, Angie Burton. She's a former Miss Rodeo Utah. This is home for her. I know she's happy to be here. Welcome, Angie.
Clint Robinson's name is no new name to the sport of rodeo here. Tell us, would you say, is it in the family genes?
Yeah, I was raised around it. My dad was a good all-around cowboy, and I just raised around it and loved doing it.
Now, you saw your steer run last night. Did it do what you expected tonight?
No, last night he stepped on his front foot and tripped and fell down right there in the chutes, and I knew he was a little bit slower, and I just planned on it, and I knew he was going to be slow, and it was good. He was great.
Good. Well, you had a great run. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great job, buddy. Everybody gets 3 shots, but right now, here's a total on 2.
Yeah, Clint Robinson's won the first 2 go-rounds, done a great job, 7.6. Ryan Shaw, 8.4. Craig Smith, 8.5. Shayne Bennett and Brock Andrus at 8.6.
For the most physically demanding event in rodeo, we're going to go to the other end for the bareback riding. But we need to know a little bit more. How about the rules of the ride? Bareback riding is the most physically demanding of any rodeo event. The cowboy uses a bareback rigging, which has a suitcase-type handle attached to a rigid leather body. The rigging and a required pad is placed on the horse just like a saddle near the horse's withers. The cowboy works his gloved hand into the rigging to get his proper and preferred grip, called the bind. When all is right, he nods his head to indicate that he's ready for the chute to open. A successful ride is for an entire 8 seconds, while the cowboy works to maintain body control and rhythmic spurring action atop an animal athlete that's determined to buck him off. A cowboy will receive a no score if he's bucked off before the 8-second buzzer, touches the animal with his free hand, or fails to mark the horse out. We're going to start off with Jess Davis of Payson, Utah. Bar T bucking horses. Bud, Neville, and Kirby. They know them, they breed them, they buck them, and I'll tell you what, this is a family that's been doing it for generations.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the horses we're going to see out tonight from Bar T are mares. The Bar T Rodeo Company, they breed their own stock. So they know horses. They know what horses want to buck and love to buck, and that's why these horses are here.
Love to buck. That's the key words right there. You can't make them buck, no matter how hard you try. Either they like it or they don't. One or the other. First man out, Jess Davis. Get the feet moving, buddy. This guy's got some of the fastest feet in our game, and I think we're going to see him in Las Vegas pretty quick.
Oh, definitely. As well as this guy rides, he's going to be at Vegas, and he's going to be a contender for a World's Championship. As you can see right there, does a great job moving his feet.
Cowboy lifesavers move in to try and save him, but Jess, your riding's good, your get-off's terrible. Take a look at the mark-out rule. Nice mark-out right there.
Right there, exactly, Wayne. He held his feet good, 2 jumps, and look how he's moving them. Look at the spurring action. He does such a great job. He's in rhythm with the horse. He's ahead of the horse. 78 points. Hopefully that'll let him place in the go-round.
He's smiling. Hey, look how tough I am. Josie Young, Buell, Idaho. This is a great horse, Yellow Rose. Josie's a second generation. You might remember his dad about 20 years ago, Mickey, taking all the money home.
Yeah, exactly. And this is another Bar T horse, Yellow Rose. Great bucking horse. Look how much height that horse is getting in there. Josie's doing a great job riding him. The better you ride these animals, the better they're going to perform.
Well, and this is a guy that's talented enough to help them. I hope we get a chance to look at this again. Get him slowed up there a little bit. He's trying to get his hand out. Good. Now, set him down. You can help these horses. The quicker you get your feet down on the neck, you kind of actually pick them up. Look at that long hair. I told him yesterday, get a haircut, would you? Josie, look at this. Quick feet down back into the neck. That helps pick him up a little bit. Score rolling in. Hey, he's going to like this. 79 points. Puts him up to number 1. Only by a point, but that's okay. You know what? Josie team ropes as good as he rides bareback horses.
If you're involved in rodeo, you're an all-around hand. You could do anything, and Josie's one of them.
You got it. /T Rodeo Stock, Pat O'Malley. Here comes Bud Munns from Hansel Valley, Utah. This is a family that's been winning rodeo money for generations, and he's going to continue on with the tradition.
Yeah, Bud rides good. He was 73 on the first one, a little tough luck. Good horse tonight. Horse really jumps out there and kicks, and Bud's lacking a little in that right leg. The judges are going to dock him points on this ride right here.
Sliding in to try and pick him up. A lot of folks don't realize until they go to an actual live rodeo, those judges will run alongside of those bucking horses or bulls, or maybe just run out in the middle of the arena to get a better view to see what's happening on that side of the animal. Oh, look at him. He's shaking his head. He's not happy about it. I'm afraid you're right about that right leg.
Yeah, they're going to dock him points, and it's going to show in his score. 74-point ride. Not going to let him place in the go-round, but hopefully he come back and do something good tomorrow and have a chance at that aggregate title.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody gets 3 shots at it. There's a great look at that neck brace. That thing will literally save your neck and your back.
Yeah, definitely. Keep you from getting a little bit of whiplash.
Here's the wild man, Jesse James Rodeo, Josie Young, having some fun with the long hair. We'll be right back with more bareback riding. Welcome back to the bareback riding. We've been riding some, but let's take a look at what happened last night. It was a great round.
Yeah, definitely. Josie Young still on top. Last night, 83 points, tied with Cody Demir's national finals qualifier. Then Danny Blackhurst, 82, and Mac Erickson, 79.
To see a whole bunch more of 80s would not be surprising, especially when you've got somebody like Mo Heaton coming your way. Paradise, Utah. Pelican Brief from the Kirbys. Bar T one more time, 77 in round 1.
Yeah, he's just a few spots out of place in the first round. Hopefully he can get it done today. That horse kind of takes a run at him and then really sets up and bucks, and Mo does a good job. He's got some long legs right there. It's hard to spur them horses with legs like that.
Oh, no. That's a bad place to be. Good grief.
He about got kicked in the head about 3 or 4 times right there. That's some tough luck, but they're going to mark him. They said he covered him.
Look at that neck rope. See that neck rope? That helps the cowboy be safe in the chute. It stayed with him the whole ride. They'll twist that rope around the chute gate and make sure that horse doesn't flip over. But,
wow.
Ooh, this is where things got a little wild.
Look right here. Horse almost gets him, comes back around. Wow, that was crazy. Look there.
How about 76? Nothing wrong with that. That's going to put him into the money for now. Keep doing what you're doing, boys. This could be the matchup of the evening right here. Cody Demir's and Born Free from Bar T. We've seen this horse in Las Vegas at our national finals probably 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a national finals qualifier on her back. So this is going to be a very interesting ride. Hopefully he might be able to get into the 80s. Cody might have a chance to win a go-round tonight.
At the collegiate level, this kid has won it all. He's an all-around champion in college a couple of times. You can see that dynamite comes in small packages. You know, I'll bet this guy's only about 5 foot 6 inches tall, maybe 145, 50 pounds, but he's just dynamic with his feet. He's so quick, so fast. His upper body control's excellent. Look at him tuck his chin.
Yeah, exactly. He's ahead of that horse. He's got great rhythm with his spurs. He's doing a good job. He's what I like to call wiry.
Hey, I like that. How about 79 points? Nothing wrong with that. Go around number 2. Keep doing what you're doing. That puts him up in a number 1.
Yeah, that's going to tie him right now with Josie Young.
Good, good, good. Danny Blackhurst, American Fork, Utah. All right, buddy. Slash T bucking horse. Let's do it again. He was 82 in the first round. He's on fire.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, that horse kind of stepped forward in the chute, so those judges might have given him a free roll the way he came out spurring that horse. You know, his get-off's a little rough, but good job riding.
You know, something that is so uncontrollable about rodeo. Look at the horse come right up to the chutes. Stop, not kick about twice. That's going to hurt his score, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're rolling in with a 75-point ride. That's unfortunate.
You know, that's just the breaks of rodeo.
That's part of it. Billy Wall, Morgan, Utah. Here is a former Wilderness Circuit Finals champ, Bar T bucking horse called Exception. This is a great mare.
Yeah, you know, all these Bar T horses sure are performing well. He's nodding his head, say, let me have her, boys, and there you go. Held his feet good in the mark out. Horse kind of getting off there to the left. He's kind of having trouble staying in rhythm with this horse, you know, and that's understandable the way the horse is bucking.
You know what? I've got to talk about that horse walking on her front end a little bit right there. When those horses' feet are right together and they hit the ground at the same time, it's easier to be in timing. Let's watch it again. That horse kind of walks with her front end. That makes timing tough.
Yeah, even national finals, world champion, guys that qualified for the finals, they have trouble with horses like this. And I'm not saying he made a bad ride, but you know, they're going to dock him points for not being able to get in rhythm right there.
Right on that corner where she come around and started to turn right, that's where she kind of started that walking deal, and that messed him up a little bit. Score, 75. 75 points for Billy Wall. A little disappointed, but Billy, don't sweat it. We'll come back and do it again tomorrow night. Mac Erickson was really excited about this draw here tonight. Calamity Jane, again, Kirby Rodeo Company, Bar T, National Finals bucking horse, probably 5 times.
Yeah, this is a great horse. We've seen her plenty of times. Look how big and strong and powerful this horse is. Mac's doing a great job with his feet. Look at how smooth and rhythmic the spurring motions are.
You know, when you talk about big and strong and stout, I thought perhaps you were going to say the cowboy. But both of them are that way, the horse and the cowboy. Look at his upper body positioning when he's coming across there on the replay. He's so strong with that riding arm that he can keep his chin tucked, keep his body in great position.
Yeah, exactly. And right here you can see perfect. His feet are down in the horse's neck and then up to his rigging. And that's what the judges love to see. You know, that's why they mark him so many points.
Look at that. How about a 78? Works for now. That'll put him in about a 4th place spot right now. Good job, buddy. Paul Jones, Elko, Nevada. Back to Slash T, Pat O'Malley. Now, he was no score in round number 1. You got to gas it in round number 2.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's not like Paul to be a no score. He must have been going at that horse, had some bad luck. This guy rides horses so well. He's going after him right here. Really ahead of that horse, using his rigging, you know, lifting on it, toes out. He's doing a good job.
This is a long-legged cowboy, and I'll tell you what, when he gets his timing right, he looks like a combine aboard one of these horses. He can really do some good with those feet, and the timing, that's it. I mean, control is one of the things out of about 15 that the judges are looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Like we talked about, they like to see you in control of the horse, like to see you lifting on your rigging, staying in position, and using your feet and making a good ride, and Paul does a good job here.
Good look at it one more time. Horse is doing his job. Paul's doing his job. This has been a real consistent pin of horses, and I think his score is going to reflect that as well. We've got a couple of 79s up in there. What are they going to do to him? How about 78? No problem. Good ride, Paul. 78 looks good to me. Paul, no problem, buddy. We got one more tomorrow night. Great livestock and very consistent riders. That's what we put together on the leaderboard with a pair of 79s in the lead right now. We'll be back to see if somebody can see them. Welcome back to the PRCA Dodge Wilderness Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals here in Ogden, Utah. We're in the bareback riding, and here comes Colby Olson. He's got an opportunity with this horse to really be high.
Yeah, Colby rides bareback horses very good. Last year in San Antonio, 85 points on icicle, so that shows you this guy is really capable of winning good here.
And riding the really rank horses. Now, see, there's that neck rope we talked about earlier. They're holding that horse down so he doesn't flip over and mash him in there. That's a great safety aspect right there.
Right there, he comes out pretty close. Whether he...
Oh, no, I can't believe it.
I don't know what happened there if he just loosened up, but you don't see this guy do that very often.
You don't? Let's take a look at it again.
Right there, that horse just big, strong, and powerful. Kind of goes away from his hand, and he just couldn't hang on right there.
What they try to do is get a bubble in their glove so they can keep that hand in there, and that horse is just so strong it just yanked his hand right out.
That's such a great horse, but you got to have a great ride to get the money.
All right, back to Bar T and John Wright of Elko, Nevada. Now, this mare can be wild, buddy.
Yeah, and he's going to be going at him, too, because he was no score in the first round. So, obviously, he's going to try hard and hopefully win first tonight.
All right, we need an 80. Whoa! Holy cow.
That horse really spinning around there. He's having trouble moving his feet. Obviously, he's kind of riding him like you'd ride a bull, but the judges, they're not going to give him as many points right there as the cowboy should get if he would have rode him good.
I'm a horse. I'm a bull. I'm a horse. I'm a bull. The higher they jump, the harder they kick, the better you ride, the more you win. Sounds simple to say. Pickup men are in a kind of a dangerous position there. They're trying to get him off of that horse. That's no fun.
No, right there when that horse really spun around. He did a great job just staying on that horse. To me, talking to the bareback riders, that's one of the hardest things to do is ride a bareback horse that spins like that.
A spinning horse, that's right. There it is, 79. They're going to say, hey, nice job just for hanging on. He's shaking his head. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're winning first, second, and third as of right now. Trent Coates, Grantsville, Utah, back to Bar T. Rudy the bucking horse, 68, no money in the first round.
Hopefully, he could better his score just a little bit tonight. Maybe have a chance at that accurate race.
Nods his head. You can't believe how much anticipation right there.
He's doing a good job. That horse is bucking pretty good, but you can see that right foot not moving it. Toes are turned in to the horse's side. Not going to be very many points.
As he slides off on the pickup man, I know Trent didn't mean to do that. If he didn't mean it, can we just do-overs? Can we do do-overs? No, we can't.
He knows that he had a little trouble with his right leg right there. But he started a good ride.
You bet.
Feet are moving, he's ahead of the horse, and then the horse kind of goes back to the left. You can see him get tipped into his hand, and right there is where the problem starts.
If you've never been on one of these horses, you don't realize the amount of pressure, the amount of G's that can go on, and that's what he was fighting. 67 points, a little tough for Trent today. Buddy, keep your head up. We'll come back and do it again one more time. There's the long-haired guy, Josie Young, and look at your three leaders, actually, Josie Young, John Wright, Cody Demers. Talk about being consistent. There's three of them on top and three of them right behind them with the 78s. Consistent cowboys and horses. Thanks, Pat O'Malley and the Kirby family. Salute to them all. Angie Burton's got two of our three winners.
John, your horse went out there and spun around in circles, kind of more like a bull ride. What was that like for you?
Just like you said, like a bull ride. It was pretty wild, but I guess it worked.
Now, you said you've had that horse before. Has he done that before? Is that what he typically does?
No, last year I won the first round, and she was outstanding coming from the finals and everything, and tonight was an awkward trip for her, really.
Well, it still worked, put you in the lead. And you, Cody, 6 times being on this horse, does it pretty much come out and do the same thing? Did you know what to expect tonight?
Yes, that horse is pretty consistent about what he does. Just comes across there to the right and really good. I've seen the horse a lot, and that's born free every time. Just gets high in the air and jumps and kicks around there and feels real good. So.
Well, good. It worked out both well for you. Good luck and congratulations.
Boy, it is a tight race. There's your leaderboard, total on 2.
Yeah, Josie Young and Cody Demers tied for first with 162. Third, Mac Erickson, 158. Danny Blackhurst, 157. Jess Davis, 154. Tight race.
It is on the bottom, the last of the Mohegans. Coming up next, tie-down roping. We're heading the other way. Let's look at the rules of the run. The objective of tie-down roping is to rope the calf and tie any 3 legs together as quickly as possible. The cowboy starts in the right box behind the barrier. The cowboy calls for his calf by nodding his head. The calf is given a predetermined head start. The cowboy must rope the calf, bring his horse to a stop, transition from horse to the ground, and run down the rope to flank the calf. The calf must be standing on all 4 legs before the cowboy can flank the calf. With the calf on the ground, the cowboy gathers up any 3 legs and ties them with a piggin string finished with a knot called the hooey. When the cowboy has completed the hooey, he raises both hands to indicate he's done. The cowboy then remounts his horse and rides toward the calf, putting slack in the rope. A 10-second penalty will be added to the time if the barrier is broken. A no time will result if the calf doesn't stay tied down for 6 seconds after the rope goes slack. There's also a time limit, which can vary from rodeo to rodeo. You know, we talk about team roping being the only true team event. Not true. I think it's true right here that Kobe Hadley's got to team up with his horse. What a great part of the business the horses are.
Oh, definitely. You know, if your horse doesn't work like any event, you're not going to win anything. Right there, that horse stops good and keeping the rope tight. That calf's just straining a little bit, and that's going to cost Kobe some time.
You might notice that other time up in the corner of your screen right there. We call it the hooey timer. As quickly as that cowboy gets his hands on the calf to the time he gets his hands in the air, that's the hooey timer. You're talking about the horse stopping. He's actually got more of a job to do. He's got to keep a little tension on the rope, but not too much.
Yeah, exactly. You see right there, that calf kind of gets a funny jerk on him, but that horse pulls that calf back straight, allowing Kobe to tie him up or flank him and tie him. Right there, the horse is keeping tension in the rope. If that calf doesn't strain or kick at Kobe, he's going to be, 8 seconds. He's going to come in with a 10.6.
A little bit of a strain there. Luck of the draw is the only thing that tapped him on the shoulder and made it just a hair long. Hopefully that won't happen again. Great horse, though. Pete Jones, Elko, Nevada. He was long in the first round, 19-1. Don't do that again. Let's trim about 10 seconds off of that baby and beat 10-6. You'll be number 1.
Yeah, and Pete's very capable. I've watched Pete rope over the last few years, and he ropes very well, and he's able to beat these kids.
All right, in the box. All set. Concentration is everything.
Yep, look at how that horse's ears are forward, pinning his ears back, running towards that calf. And that's what a guy likes to see. That horse stops, getting back. Pete flanks him, puts his string on him. He's going to tie him up right there. He's not really sitting on that calf to keep him from kicking. That calf kicks at him a little bit. He's going to be a little longer than he wants.
7.6 on the hooey timer. The horse has got to keep some tension, but not much. We've got rules in place that if they drag them very far, and it's not very far, they'll fine them.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a fine line there. And like I said, these horses, they're your friends, and they know what you need to do to win, and they're going to try to help you out every time.
Down the line, flank, looked good. There's the hooey timer, 7.6.
Right there, Pete's going to be 12.8. And, they have to mount up their horse and ride ahead and put slack in the rope, and there's a 6-second time limit. That calf has to stay tied.
And that judge is always watching that time clock. If 6 seconds doesn't elapse, it'll be a no time. Here's a great shot of Kobe Hadley with a good run. He's in the lead with a 10-6. We'll be right back with more tie-down roping. Welcome back to more tie-down roping here in Ogden, Utah. Let's take a look at go-around number 1 from last night.
Kyle Kossoff took the lead, 9-1. J.C. Malone, 9-7. Then we have Chet Keach at 10-1 and Clint Robinson, the Bulldogging winner at 11.5.
The heat is on, and it's Hooper, Utah's J.C. Malone. That's the way they say it around his part of the country. Go-around time number 1, 9.7. Another one like that would be great.
Yeah, exactly, and JC's very capable of it. JC also is a great bulldogger. I don't know if he got out of the barrier right there or not, but he got it on that calf fast, missed his front leg to string him. That's going to cost him some time. And that horse isn't working. You can see the slack in the rope. That's allowing that calf to kick, and it's going to cost him some time.
If the horse was doing his job, you'd see that rope a little bit tighter, and it's just not helping him. When you sit down on the backside of those calves and allow them to strain and kick, that hooey timer just went out of sight on this last run.
Exactly. He's going to come in with a 17-2, and we're going to check and see if he actually broke the barrier or not. It's going to be pretty close. Right there also, Wayne, you can see the slack in the rope.
You bet.
That allows the calf to pick his head up and kind of struggle like he's going to get up and get free, and that just allows him to kick, and like you can see right there, it's just costing him time to when he ties those legs up.
We're going to have a chance to look at it. The speeding ticket that gets tacked on, it's all the same in all of our timed events for the Cowboys. Doesn't matter if it's tie-down roping or team roping or steer wrestling. Here it is. See that? Right there. If any part of that horse hits that barrier and breaks it before you let the calf or the steer get a good head start, that's where the 10-second penalty comes from. Little rough day at the office for J.C. Malone. Chet Keach, Montpelier, Idaho. Again, consistency, just like we've seen in our other events here tonight. 10.1 in the first round. Do it again, do it again.
I've watched Chet rope the last few years, and he's very capable of being fast. Misses the barrier light right there a little bit. That little red calf's really running hard. Oh, ropes him around the ears and takes a no time. He misses him.
The difference between winning first and winning nothing is just the blink of an eye and the right kind of throw.
Right there, you could see it. Rope that calf right around the ears.
He'd had horns, he'd got him. He just didn't today.
Little tough luck for Chet.
Boy, here is one of the hottest up-and-coming young talents in our industry today. Jake Hannum, 25 years young from Ogden.
Yeah, Jake really ropes well, and he's not a very big guy. He almost made the national finals. He was almost in Las Vegas this December. Had a little tough luck there in the fall, but he ropes good. You can see right there how fast he is from his horse to the ground. Look how fast his hands are. Look on the Huey timer, 3.27. That's awesome right there.
You know what I like about him is the heart and the try that this guy's got. He's not a very big guy, probably 5'8", maybe 5'9", and he's just so quick on the ground. He's like Mighty Mouse.
Yes, he is very quick, and his horse really helps him. I've ridden that black horse before, and he works outstanding, and that allows Jake to win as much as he does.
Here comes the time. Let's say hello to a brand new leader. 8.6 seconds. Great roping, Jake. Smile, buddy.
That's an awesome run, and like I said, that horse is so awesome, and that really helps out in the winning process.
All right, here's your man. You said he's going to be going for broke this go-around. Clint Robinson, Spanish Fork, another young gun.
Yeah, exactly. Clint won the first round of the Bulldog and won the second round. He's really having a good time at the circuit finals. Misses the barrier a little bit, gets it on his calf, though, getting down the rope. He's towards the back end of the arena. You can see the buck and shoots right there. He's going to wrap him. Oh, that calf kicks him just a little bit. There he goes, 6.85 on the Huey timer, but that calf strained and cost him some time.
One little kick, one little strain can make a second or 2 second difference. And boy, with the consistency that we've seen in this lineup of contestants here tonight, you just can't have it. And that's luck of the draw. There's nothing you can do about it. Again, as we've said before, that's rodeo.
That's exactly right. Clint does a good job. That calf tries to get away from him. He stays tight with his hand on the rope and gets him flanked and strung. And right there, you see that calf go to kicking.
Oops.
That just cost him time.
Well, this is currently going to put him into a 4th place spot right now. He's in the money, not a whole ton of money, but he's in it, and that's good enough for now. Nate Baldwin. Boy, we've watched him win that championship at Pocatello before. He's coming back from Rigby, Idaho's hometown for him. What talent. And he comes from a great big family of cowboys and girls.
Yeah, Nate, national finals qualifier. He is probably one of the quickest guys from the horse to the ground. Misses the barrier right here, so it's going to be interesting to see how fast he is. Look how fast he gets off that horse right there. Gets him flanked, gets strung, 1 wrap, 2 wraps, and a Huey. That's a great run. He's 11.4 on the Huey timer. You couldn't ask for a much better run right there.
I certainly don't want to take anything away from our veterans who've been doing this for years and years and years, because nothing can take the place out of 1,000 head under your belt no matter what event you're in. But youth, you're 25 years old, Nate's 31, a little hand-eye coordination, a little youth on your side, it's got to be an advantage.
Oh, definitely, and Nate at 31, he's still as fast as anybody from the horse to the ground. Great cowboy. You can see how fast he got down the rope to get that calf flanked. The faster you are down the rope, the faster you're going to be on the ground, and Nate does a good job right there. He's going to come in with a 10-1.
I like that guy. You're going to call me a liar here pretty quick. We're going to have a gray-haired guy roll in and whip them all. Watch. Not Kyle, however. He's no gray in that hair. Kyle Kossoff, West Haven, Utah. 9.1 in the first round. He won it. Got all the marbles.
Kyle's a great roper. Won the first go-round. Calf's running on pretty good. Oh, and ducking back to the left. And that, that's almost an impossible shot for a calf roper. Kyle finally got it on him, running down the rope. He's going to try to be as fast as he can, but I'm just afraid it cost him too much time.
Awfully quick, his hands are incredibly fast. 3.6 on the old Huey timer. Comes in at 14.8. For that kind of a calf to make that good of a run, that's impressive.
Yeah, Kyle did a great job. And like you said on the Huey timer, Kyle, he's no spring chicken, but he's still very capable of beating these young kids, and he does a great job. Like they said in the first go-round, 9-1. Look after he flanks his calf. Strings him, and he just spins his wrap and gets his Huey tight. Hopefully he comes back in the third round and has a chance to win some money.
Well, we'll add the 14 and 8 together with a 9.1 and keep him in our aggregate for right now. He says, no problem. Yeah, I can handle it. I know what it's like. Here's a great shot of Jake Hannum, the little man, the young hot talent, and a little slow-mo. And we'll be right back with more tie-down roping after this. Welcome back to Ogden and the tie-down roping. Next to go, Shazam Shazawa. This guy messed up my good saying. I've always said he's the best we haven't seen in Las Vegas. This year we did.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, he won almost 50,000 at the finals, had a great year, and you can see why. Good start, rides his horse good, got it on that calf quick. And you see that calf kick him a little bit right there. He did a good job getting those feet thrown back up there and getting wrapped up. 3.97 on the Hui timer. Amazing.
I'll tell you what, he's got both fingers, both toes crossed right now. Hopefully he'll stay down for that 6 seconds, because if he does, he's going to take over number 1 with an 8.3. You know, even though that calf strained a little bit, it didn't matter. He just went on, kind of squeezed with his legs and made it work.
Yeah, exactly. You can see right here, he gets that calf flanked, putting his string on his front leg. Right there, that calf kicks, and he hold his legs with his hand and his leg, keeps him tied.
Number 1, Matt. Great job. 8.3. We'll see if it'll hold or not, but don't count your money. Justin Truman. He was 12.7 in the first round, but this is a great calf.
Oh, definitely. Right there, he got it on that calf really good. That calf didn't run as hard. Justin got him flanked. No missed time in the flank. 2 wraps and a hui.
Man.
That was a great run. 3.84 on the hui timer. He might possibly take the lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't think anybody could top that 8-3, and I think we just have. He is clean, right?
Yes, he got out of the barrier.
He's clean. Good-looking run. You couldn't throw rocks at this run, no matter how many times you watch it.
No, definitely. Look how fast his hands are right there. That's in slow motion, and it looks like normal speed when I tie one.
8.2, great run. Ryan Yamauchi, Soda Springs, Idaho. He's going for broke this round.
Yeah, you know, he had a little tough luck. No time in the first round. Gets a good start. Oh, wow. Just hits that calf on top of the head and couldn't get it to fall over his nose.
You know, don't scratch this guy's name off of your winner's circle, because he's a great competitor. We're going to be seeing a lot more of him. It's just, hey, sometimes it just doesn't pay to get out of bed.
You know, that's exactly right. The quality of tie-down ropers at this rodeo is unbelievable.
Olin Hannum, back to the family from Ogden. Long in the first round, he needs to be a little quicker here.
Yeah, Olin had a little tough luck in the first round. Got it on that calf good. You see he didn't hold his slack right there, and that calf kind of hit on his side. Then he misstrings him. He's going to be a little longer than he wanted to be here.
You know, with all those things taken into consideration, look at the belly on that calf. These are big old fat buggers. I mean, you've got to be able to know what you're doing in order to flank him. You're just not going to run up and grab one and throw him down. You've got to have a little bit of finesse when it comes to flanking.
No, that's exactly right. And, you know, Olin does a good job getting this calf flanked. Has to get around his head, and then he picks him up and flanks him down to his side.
Good job, Olin. It is an 11.3. Hui timer clicks away at about 6 flat.
Yeah, you can see right there it cost him misstringing that front leg.
Right.
You know, he might have been in the 9s and had a chance to place.
Tough day, and he knows about it, too. The world of rodeo is full of great days and full of tough days, and that's just something you got to take in stride and keep going. Here is your winner, Justin Truman. 8.2 seconds, and if he's not feeling good, he is. I was going to say he should. And there's your leaderboard.
Justin Truman, 8.2. Matt Shizawa, 8.3. Jake Hannum, 8.6. And Nate Baldwin, 10-1.
Angie Burton standing by with Justin down below. Good job, bud.
Justin Truman had an excellent run tonight here at the Golden Spike Arena. You went out winning first. Now, this is a new horse for you. You've only been riding for about a year. Tell us, what are some of the qualities that you look for in a good calf roping horse?
Just a horse that's got to score good and a lot of pull on the ground.
Why is that important? What is the groundwork? Or is that, would you say that's the most important aspect?
I think so. If the horse don't work, you don't have a chance.
We watched the skill out there. There are a lot of things. What's going through your mind when you're making that run? Everything's happened so fast.
I try not to think about much. Just let my emotions go, I guess.
You've been doing it long enough. It works well for you. Also, one thing I noticed when you were out there, your fellow competitors were back here cheering you on. Sportsmanship is pretty awesome in the sport of rodeo, don't you think?
Yeah, it's great. Everybody pulls for everybody, and they just pull together.
Well, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll tell you what, quality horse, quality guy. Justin Truman just made his move on 2.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Justin did a great job. He's 20.9, almost 2 seconds ahead of Nate Baldwin at 22.6. Clint Robinson, 23.7, and Kyle Kosoff, 23.9.
We'll be right back in Ogden, Utah with more, and it's saddle bronc riding coming your way.